There you
How
are. Hi. How are you?
good? How
Oh, this is too.
can you
I'm
hear me?
great.
Okay.
I can hear you. I'm
Good.
wearing all pink in brand with you. Of
You have to be, you know.
course, I'm committed with this. So, can you please introduce yourself, what it is that you do, because I might not have explained it correctly.
No, you were right. I am a operations manager. I'm moving a little bit away from the VA title. There's a big movement at the moment in Australia that a lot of the VAs are moving away from it. But I'm still like it's just like to explain what I do. So yeah, VA slash operations manager slash just I get shit done for people.
Exactly. I love that title. Get
Yeah,
shit done, girl.
yeah.
You know,
Professional, get
it's
shit
just
done.
I
Doer.
love that. You should actually go for that. Just rebrand a little bit. I mean, it works. We're talking about how you help people with automations and systems and everything. And we actually met on, I think, on Moxie's,
Yeah.
um, on the Facebook group. I love Moxie. I know you love Moxie. And it has taken me a while to automate and actually do the things that I need to be doing inside of Moxie because, of course, I'm not you. But I want you to, let's just start from the beginning. I really want to know, how the hell did you end up doing this? Because this is not like advertised when you are thinking about doing something with your life. Are you going to be a dentist? Are you going to be a lawyer? Oh no, I'm just going to automate shit for
Yeah.
people.
No, you don't think about these things. Well, it's funny you asked me this question because my business started because I did not want. I was a horticulturist, so I was dealing with plants. So I was selling plants to landscapers, gardeners, people in the industry, and I just didn't want to go back to that industry because, like many industries, is very misogynistic, and I was getting overworked and underpaid, and I had to commute like 3 hours. I just had a baby. I'm like, this is not my life. So I said to I think it was my partner, I'm like, there's a job that I can stay at home and I just, get things done for people that don't want to do them, like they're not computer literate, that they just can't be bothered. And he said, yeah, it's a virtual assistant. So then I went to this huge research rabbit hole. I found a VA coach in Australia, and yeah, the rest is history. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna start my business. Because of the baby, I didn't have a lot of time, so
Mm-hmm.
I only had like one client for ages, and then once he went to daycare, I was like, okay, great, now it's time to basically, get out there, put my name out there. I had a great support network, so everyone always just referred me to people. So I did social media at the start, but then I realized this is just not what I want to do. And then I fell into automations and how to make life better. I found AI. I found Zapier. I just went into I found Moxie, and I'm like, people hate this because it's a lot of brain power and it's a lot of feeling, and like if you get one thing wrong, it can just mess up your whole week. And I'm like, I'm actually quite good at this. I understand it better than most. And for me, it just makes sense because it's a pattern, and I
Yeah.
love patterns. So it's just easy to understand. So I'm like, this is what it is. I just need to sort this shit out for people and make the client experience better and make their jobs better for
And
them.
it's such a game changer, honestly. The amount of time we were talking about SOPs and the amount of time and freaking brain power that I have unleashed by using one of ChatGPT's favorite words, just by having the SOPs ready and like just my emails automated. It's insane. I don't
Yeah.
think people really know that.
No, it saves you so much brain usage, I suppose, because you don't have to worry about that. Like if somebody sends you a lead, you don't have to be like, oh, God, we're gonna chase them up, we're gonna chase them up, we're gonna chase them up. It's not in the back of your head because you're like, no, my systems are gonna chase them up, and they know they're going to be. I'm not forgetting them, but they're being taken care of by the systems I put in place.
It's insane. Do you have any specific case studies that have been like with your clients? just basically changing everything and how they do it. And because it happened with me when I started automating things, I had so much free time that I was like, what am I supposed to do now? I feel like I'm not even working. This is crazy.
Um, yeah, I'm the same. We're not for my clients at the moment because unfortunately my clients, the more I get done, the more work there is because they just keep finding little things. They're like, oh no, you can do this, okay, you can do this, you can do this, okay, you solve this problem, I have this other problem. I'm like, all right, cool, let's just also I guess that is could be a case study, you know, I'm solving problems for them. No, they keep finding more problems, but they just have a pile of things. By the time people get to me, they have a pile of things that I need to get done that slowly chipping away at things. And, you know, eventually there'll be no pile and life will be great. But at the moment, for everyone, there's still a little bit of a pile.
For like a second, and then the pile goes back in.
Yeah, pretty much. But for myself, yeah, like I find so much more time to do, like, I create free resources for my newsletter. So I've had more time to do that. I've had more time to create, you know, content for social media, and I've had more time for studying more automations, studying more into Moxie. I'm a big ClickUp fan, so you know, going to ClickUp University, did a couple of copywriting and graphic design courses, so it's more time just to get those done as well.
It's insane. It's a world of possibilities. I just absolutely love this. So, what would you recommend to people that are sort of starting their business? How should they start the process of automating things and creating their SOPs and all of that? If they're
Well,
gonna DIY it.
yeah, creating your SOPs, you can start from the start. As soon as you start your business, like set aside 2 hours, and you can use ChatGPT for these. You can use Scribe AI. You can use Zoom or Loom because you can create screen recordings. And just start documenting all your processes from the get-go. So then when something happens or when you're bringing someone in or when your business is scaling so quickly you can't keep up, at least you have all those instructions so you can just hand over, rather than starting from zero and then you know you have to create 3 different manuals for 3 different people. No, you have it all from the start. And then once you create those SOPs, you can actually see where you're doing manual things and where you're like, hang on a second, there's an app for that, there's an app for this, there's an app for these. So they kind of go hand in hand. Once you create one manual, you see your gaps, and then you can either hire someone to fill in your gaps, or hire someone to tell you how to fill in your gaps with automation.
Which is the ideal thing, because honestly, it's a lot of thinking that you need to do to be able to figure out what the process is. Usually it's easier when there's someone that already knows the common processes, the step-by-steps. You don't have to think about it. You already sort of see the gaps, and it's easy peasy.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have a couple of clients that they know how to use Zapier, but they're just like, it's just too hard for me to know what's going to trigger what. And then like setting up the steps, and you know, every now and then, the good thing and the bad thing about automations and the robots and you know AI is that if you make a mistake, it's really, really obvious. So you have to be really, really explicit. And even if you're like, oh no, I've got it, this is great, you probably did not write one word properly or accidentally put in a different custom field or whatever, and things just, you know, explode. So you're like, okay, great. Every single mistake, at least it's a learning curve and a learning experience. So you're like, all right, I won't be doing that mistake again because I know that this program thinks this way, and this other program connects to this program in this way. So yeah, you're always learning, which is fascinating.
Yeah, it totally it's a learning curve. So what do you think will be the most common basic automating processes that you would have to tackle with someone that hasn't done any of that and maybe have been in business for a couple of years?
Well, it depends what you're doing, but the most common automations that people are doing without realizing they're doing actually is scheduling meetings, because people get the emails, reminding emails, and even the confirmation emails automatically. Like you don't doing that, the program's doing that for you. Invoicing as well. A lot of people probably don't realize that that's an automation, like Xero, QuickBooks, whatever you're using. Creating automatic invoices, again, that's an automation. So even if you think you're like, oh, I don't have anything in place, you probably already do. And if you were starting your business and you wanted to start automating things, I would, automate scheduling, invoicing, parts of your client journey, as well as your review process. So if you finish with someone, set up with if you have Moxie, you can set up with Moxie, or if you don't, you can actually set it up with your email marketing program. So in Flowdesk, before I had Moxie, I had a sequence that I have for my finished clients that every the first 2 weeks to get a review request, and then a month later, just like hey, how's it going? And then 6 months after that, they have a email going, hey, I'm still here if you need any more help, if you want anything, if you just want to chat, a little catch up. So just automating parts of your client journey so you know that people that you've interacted with are not left hanging and your systems are yet nurturing them. That'll be the word.
Yeah, and you stay top of mind. That's super important. That has really changed a lot of my interaction with clients, just being present and being like, because they forget they're doing their own thing. They're working on their business and then they're like, oh, I've been thinking about doing this actually, and I forgot to email you. And then it's an opportunity to just open the email and be like, hey, actually, this, and that.
Yeah, exactly. And like you say, everyone's so busy, and if you just get like a reminder or a ping or something, and you're like, hang on a second, I've been thinking about this service or this person or this situation. And from my marketing friends, a lot of the time, people take a long time to interact with you before they want to do a purchase or before they want to, engage with your service. So even just sending them an email every 3 months, people will be like, hey, I'm ready. I'm actually finally ready to engage with your service. And it's only because I remember you exist because of the email that you sent me that's on your sequence. Obviously, that's not how they say
Exactly.
thank you, but that's what's happening.
Yeah, that's pretty much the same for me. And do you have a specific sort of workflow for the customer journey when you are working on the onboard side of new clients? Like for example, for me as a web designer, the client, they need to schedule a meeting, we talk about their project, and then there's like the whole process. Do you have something that's sort of standard for almost everyone online?
Yeah. So they do discovery call and then send the contract, and then once the contract is signed, send the first invoice. When the first invoice is paid, send an email with a client welcome packet that has basically instructions of what they need to do for my digital agency clients. It's like a checklist of how to add them to the paid ads and the admin side of Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, with explainer videos, as well as scheduling a call, because a lot of people don't know how to give access to things as well. So for me as well, I have a meeting because a lot of people, I do have a password manager, but some people don't like using them or things like that. So it's just an opportunity to get everything out and understand your client's needs, and it kind of just sets the tone of the relationship as well. So like if
Yeah.
someone's really frazzled, you kind of know that, okay, this person needs a little bit more work, needs a little bit more help. How do I make next interactions less frazzled for them? Or if this person's like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Or again, if a person's super relaxed and they're like, this is all for you to do, then you kind of know that they're not going to need as much help because you're going to be doing most of the things. So setting up a meeting, client welcome kit. I use my client portal in Moxie, and that has everything in it. So it has videos explaining how to use my password manager, how to use ClickUp, the ClickUp folder, the Google Drive folder as well. My scheduler, if they need to schedule a meeting with me, rather than going through all my emails trying to find a link, it's all everything they need from me is on that client portal. And that's one of the things I love about Moxie. I know I sound like a salesperson for Moxie, but
Same. I mean, I'm like die-hard Moxie fan.
me too. And like before Moxie, I was using ClickUp as my CRM because budget. And I tried Dubsado, and I was like, I just can't for some reason, the interface, I just hated it. Absolutely hated it. Couldn't get across it. So as soon as Moxie came around, I'm like, this is it. This is where I go. Head in, and they keep updating and releasing new features that it's like ChatGPT would say, it's a game changer. So yeah, trying to, rather than doing everything manually or everything through ClickHub, which ClickHub's also pretty great, but it's not a CRM. Yeah, Moxie just does everything from point of contact to my onboarding to my continuing and my offboarding as well. Actually, I have a sequence. It's like, this is all the things that you need from me. This is still your Google Drive folder. I recommend you copy it because in a year's time, I'm probably going to archive it or something. And yeah, that's, the whole nurturing sequence till 6 months after they finish with me. It's all in Moxie. So yeah.
I actually need to do that. I haven't set up the nurturing sequence after they end up working with me. I just finished it as an I think onboarding, offboarding, and then it's just manual. I really need to sit down and work on that. I'm so obsessed with Moxie, but I don't have the time.
I know, that's the thing, is like you kind of have to have the time. And if you're like me, just finishing the last year, I was so busy with client work.
Yeah.
I released a new service and I didn't realize I hadn't updated my Moxie workflows. So this one client that I booked in, that I onboarded just before the holidays, she was getting all my automated emails and she was like, what the hell's going on? Why am I getting these emails? I already agreed. What's happening? And I'm like, oh God, this is where you really need to always check your processes almost monthly if you can, just to make sure that you're not mistakenly emailing people that you shouldn't be emailing. Lucky she's not upset about it, but I was like, this is not a good look, this is not on brand.
Yeah, but you live, you learn, and then you fix it, and then you move on to something even better. I love that.
Right. Exactly right.
We actually we have pending working on a couple of Moxie tutorials.
Sorry, I'm working on tutorials.
On Moxie tutorials.
Yeah.
We have been talking about it, and we haven't actually done it.
Yeah, I really need to. Every time I do something on Moxie, I'm like always like wearing pajamas or not wearing like real appropriate outfits. So I'm like, I need to spend a whole day just recording everything I'm doing, so at least I can like talk over it or something. But yes,
by the way, I found a tool today. I'm gonna take the opportunity to share it with you because it might help you. I'm thinking about doing this tutorials to post on YouTube, and of course they're going to be probably about an hour long. And I found this tool is called Opus, I think. Yeah, Opus.
Yeah.
I'm sold. This is exactly what I needed. It's insane.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't used it myself, but a lot of the VA girls in Australia, they obsess as well because it just edits everything for you. And I think
it literally took me today. I was downloading the videos from business chats to just make them into like 30-second videos for TikTok, for Reels, whatever. And I just uploaded a couple of videos to Opus, literally 2 minutes. It downloaded the video, just split it up. It told me like I would put this in the cover of this video because it's missing a little hook, and then it needs this at the end, a call to action, but this is your video under 30 seconds, and then the subtitles, everything ready. I was like,
that's great.
This is insane.
Yeah, I should get onto that so I have so many tutorials that I want to put out there that I'm just like, I just need to do it. But again, like you say, I'm just, not that I don't want to create content. I love creating content. It's just taking the time and effort to create something that people understand, because I can talk for hours about things, but a lot of the time people are like, I have no idea what you're saying, So
but at the same time, on social media, I think that works because people are like, okay, but what do you mean? And then you have engagement, and then you can reply. It's like, which is annoying to me because I feel like I need to give out all of the answers right away so people have no questions. But then for social media is counterintuitive, I guess. I don't know. It's a very strange
Yeah,
world out there.
it is. It is. And, love social media. I'm obsessed, but also it's the bane of my existence.
I know, girl. Same.
Yeah.
So if someone wanted to work with you, start automating their systems, their processes, what do they need to do? What's the first step?
So you can go on my website and I have a little Moxie form on there, and they can fill it in and they'll get an automated email to book a discovery call with me, and we can talk about what they need to do, how they want to get it done, what the timeline is, etc., or if they want ongoing support as well. I have room for one more retainer client. I also love decluttering people's digital life. So if they just want someone to come in and clean up the Canva or the Google Drive or their emails.
Oh, that's so much fun. Yes. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Oh, now you're back.
I'm back. Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry. I have this timer on my phone that I'm only allowed to be on social media for like half an hour, and it's already gone like, sorry, you've already used your time. So
Oh my God, I would
cut me off.
die.
Yeah. That's right. I can't figure out how to turn it off. Anyway, yes. Everything's on my website. On my link in bio, as always, on Instagram, I got all my links. If people want to just have a quick chat with me, I have a pick my brain service as well. If people just want to come in, know everything, literally have a look into my brain. We spend an hour, and then people get resources after that, because I like creating things, and I like to, I guess, educate people and just show people how to do things and how things are easier. So if people want to sign up to my newsletter as well, I do a monthly free resource as well for online service providers.
Cool.
Yeah, so some of the resources I've done before is, email templates or goal planners, or the one I'm doing this month is how to map out your client journey, because I've been doing a few for my clients. So I'm like, well, people sometimes don't know how to do it. So
That's amazing.
yeah, and so yeah, Instagram, TikTok, I'm on LinkedIn as well, every now and then. I'm not very corporate, so sometimes don't really like to be in there, but mostly Instagram. So and Threads, I'm actually pretty big on Threads. Not that I'm big, like I love Threads because it's just everyone's just saying the randomest things, and I'm like, hey, this is a
Thread
good vibe. The Twitter bros,
influencer.
yeah, the Twitter bros only just arrived, so it hasn't been ruined yet, but
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, amazing. I love that. I'm definitely going to sign up to your email list. I didn't even know that you had one for some reason.
I haven't
need to sign up.
as much lately. I keep,
You
I
have-
have a marketing plan, and I always go rogue. So I also need someone to tell me, stop going rogue, follow your plan.
Same.
Yeah.
For sure, same. We should actually talk about in the future making a little maybe Moxie course or something for new business owners that want to set it up, because I feel like it's easy to use, but at the same time in the beginning you have to get used to it.
It's a big setup. Yes, I have a couple of I've done a couple of Moxie builds, so I have a couple of resources that I've created as well. So once I make them really amazing, I'll share them with you. At the moment, they're still in the testing stage. But one of them is a spreadsheet basically, and you map up your whole workflow and with pipeline stages and what happens before and after. Because I know people love spreadsheets, so there's also that.
That's awesome. I love that. This is going to be so helpful for everyone that watches. I'm going to split up this video and I will tag you everywhere so you can share it too. But thank you so much for waking up so early to be here with me.
It's all right. It's summer in Australia, so the sun's already shining and it's already like 100 degrees up here.
Oh,
same here.
I love that. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much again for being here. I hope you have a great day. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for having me, and thanks everyone.
Bye.
Bye.